Hey everybody, JC here. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday morning or afternoon wherever you happen to be. It is a little bit after 1 p.m. here in the Houston, Texas area. Gonna start my second day with Tesla FSD version 14.1.3. I've got some destinations preset. Gonna try some things out, so let's get going. I'm going to push the little blue button, or actually it's kind of purple now, to the top left corner. But again, we don't have to long press anymore. I can just tap it and we'll be on our way. Let's go. Here we go. Pulling out of my driveway. I've got it set on Mad Max. And I do have a handful of destinations set for today, just to try some things out. And all right, we come to a complete and total 0 mile per hour stop. Nobody coming, so we head on out. This is my first day drive with 14.1.3. I took it out last night, but obviously my drive last night was essentially from about 9:15 to 11:15 in the evening. So obviously a bit different circumstances in the late evening on a weekday. So we'll just see if we experience anything different during the daytime. All right, making our way out of my neighborhood here. The first destination is just a little juke joint on 494. And essentially, only reason I set that destination is I wanted to see 14.1.3 go through some railroad tracks that have a fairly complex intersection and some traffic lights that are still in process and cause quite a bit of confusion with everyone. All right, we come to a three-way stop, come all the way to, there we go. Yeah, very confident. Very, very confident. One thing that I did not realize last night, my first trip, and I probably should have realized this from watching some previous videos of the OGs, but I forgot that a lot of the parking functionality, or I should say the arrival options, is actually on the UI screen, on the user interface screen. So I'm going to try to do a little bit better job today. Parking lots probably isn't as big a deal because there's really only a couple options to do in a parking lot. That's park in the parking lot or do a robo-taxi drop-off. But we'll just see. Man, I'll tell you what, the speed through here on Mad Max is definitely higher than what I would say most people would go. So this is a 30, but what I would tell you is most people probably go through here around 40, maybe low 40s. So a little bit higher. Okay, you got a school bus there, but they don't have any blinkers or stop signs going, so nothing to, yeah, it's a little bit early for schools right now. It's 1:15. All right, come to a three-way stop, 0 mile per hour, and then as soon as it's ready, it just goes. Yeah, it's actually the acceleration with 14.1.3. It just, FSD, they continually take pressure off of this 0 mile per hour stop, because it does come to a stop, but then once it proceeds, it proceeds. And we do have a vehicle coming over the railroad track intersection, as well as that one I didn't see because I was looking that direction and I did not see that car coming. So, all right. Coming up to the railroad intersection, we stop ahead of the tracks. Looks like it wants to let the vehicles ahead of us get up a little further. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Great job. All right, we're going to come up to the stop sign. And right now it says Mad Max parking lot. So I think we're going to be good with that. All right. Let me just see if I pull that up, Mad Max, yep, park. So there it is, at destination, park. So let's see what it does. And if I wanted to do curbside, I could do curbside. Let's see what it's going to do here. It's going to reverse into a parking spot. Well, excellent. All right. Well, let's continue on with our trip. That was really good. So that was, from a parking perspective, perfect. I love that. I prefer reversing into parking spots. Just makes it easier getting out when you're ready to go. And that one did it perfectly. Obviously not a complex parking lot. The only reason I actually set a pin there is that I wanted to see how it did at the railroad track intersection. And it did outstanding. All right. Next stop is the Kroger here. So let's see what, we got Mad Max and we got parking lot park. So let's see how we do here. Oh, wait, you know what? I set the wrong Kroger. I'm going to get out of this Kroger. My fault there, guys. I set the wrong Kroger. I set it for the Kroger over there. I was wanting it for this one. So we're going to go to the HEB instead. Let me see if it can. I did that. Let me make sure that I've got, yep, I do. I've got it reset. So now we're set for HEB. It still has its blinker on to go towards the Kroger. So I did not correct it in time. Let's just see. The navigation has us going right. Is it going to do the right thing? Awesome. So I screwed up, but the navigation did exactly, FSD did exactly the right thing. Instead of trying to force its way over to the right, it's going to do a U-turn. You can't do one right here. That was actually that worked out pretty good. So we were able to see that when the user of the technology screws up and needs to exit out of something, that FSD overrides the navigation there. Yeah, we're gonna have a tough time finding a U-turn around here. There's just so much road construction. We'll get to one. They have them. But I'm really happy to see that it did that. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do it here. Let's see. Do a U-turn up here. Nope. Yeah, this is a tough spot to do a U-turn. Just so much road construction. So, but I'm telling you, had there not been all this road construction, there would have been like 2 or 3 places to do U-turn, but we got a spot up here. I'm actually really happy that we ended up, now what is it? No, oh yeah, you can. Okay, my fault. I thought there wasn't a U-turn right here. They haven't taken this one away. All right. So just a table set for what the issue was, is I wanted to, so I was going to do Kroger and HEB. We'll just do HEB. I mean, they're basically, I just had Kroger in there because it was along the way, but we'll have the HEB parking lot. But I erroneously input the wrong Kroger. There's two Krogers in this area, that one there and then one down in Kingwood. So as you can see, I set the wrong one, but it actually gave me the opportunity to see something really good. So when I exited out of that, it had already started the process of moving to the left, getting into the left turning lane so that it could go down North Park to go to the Kroger in Kingwood. And I exited out of it, which then forced the navigation to have the next stop be HEB going to the right. And I will tell you what, on version 13, more times out of any, I would say way more than 50-50, probably more like 75-25, FSD would have just tried to force its way over to the right. And I actually like what 14.1.3 did there. It's just like, hey, take your L. Not FSD, but me. I took my L and just go ahead and go with the flow that you put it in. Go left and then do a U-turn to get course corrected. And that's what it did. So really happy to see that. Got a Cybertruck. Had a little bit of a braking action there. That one I'm going to say, because of the road construction and the lane markings aren't clear, and quite frankly, it did look like that Cybertruck was kind of getting over here a little bit, so it had just a subtle tap of the brakes. But that is probably that is nothing I wouldn't do in that similar situation. All right, same thing as last night. We want to stay in this lane. Do not get over to the left. That turns into a turning lane. Great job. Stayed put. So that's 2 out of 2 now. 13, version 13, almost every single time. I would say this was 90% of the time. If I was in hurry mode, would race over to one of those leftmost lanes. And the reason why, in fairness to FSD, is because of all this road construction, there is no lane markings or signs that tell you that those lanes become left turn only lanes. So it would just race over there like hurry mode does, you know, generally everywhere, and get itself stuck over there. And then what it would do would be, once it realized it was a left turn only, it would fight its way back over here. I never had to intervene. It never did it unsafely. It would just be a little uncomfortable, right? Because it had enough pick up and go in hurry mode to get up there and fight its way over. But it, instead of like what 14.1.3 just did, which is just take your L, right? And continue to go left. All right. Gonna get in the left turning lane here to go into the HEB. Let's see what that says. So it gives us, so for these parking lots, it gives us 2 options: to park or curbside. So that's really cool. So we're going to use parking obviously today, but curbside's great for Uber, for rideshare. So that optionality is going to come in really, really handy when I get back to doing Uber here after a few days of testing out 14.1.3. So we are now coming into the parking lot. Take a right turn here. Let's see what we do. We're passing up some empty spots, but maybe, just maybe, it's looking to get us a little bit closer to the front, but there's not going to be any spots up close to the front. So let's just let it do its thing, and we'll see what it does. Putting on the left blinker. Got a gentleman in front of us, so we're going to wait for him, obviously. Got a vehicle to our right. They just waved us on, and we went right after she waved us on. I'm not sure if we were reacting to the wave, but man, it was instantaneous. As soon as she waved, we were gone. All right, let's see what we do here. We got some empty spots. All right, it's putting on its blinker to park. Great parking job, but I will tell you, it put us at the very end of the parking lot. Again, it really likes the end of the parking lot here at the HEB. So again, great parking job. And this is the only way you can really park. Well, I mean, obviously you could reverse in, but it's a diagonal parking lot. So generally speaking, they're designed to be pulled into. So no, that was a great job, and it did fantastic going through the parking lot. You saw the lady, she had the right of way, she waved us on, and I swear, as soon as she put her hand up, we took off. Now what I don't know is if that's FSD reacting to her hand wave, or if it noticed that she wasn't moving at all. Like, she wasn't parked, but she wasn't moving. So, all right, well, let's get on to our next destination. We're going to go back to downtown Houston, so we're going to see the highway again, this time with a little bit more congestion. Let's go. And just no hesitation whatsoever when it puts on those rear cameras and gets ready to go. It's just really good. All right. We do not have a stop sign right there, so we rolled right into it. We do have one right here, so we got to come to a stop, and there we go. So the destination I have set for downtown is the first place we're going to go by is a hotel on the northwestern part of downtown Houston. Whoa. Okay. We had a car oncoming. The visibility was a little hit or miss right there, so that was actually a good stop. It was getting ready to go, and then we had a vehicle coming to our left. So that was actually a good decision. All right. Now we're clear to go. And man, it has giddy up and go when it's ready. No hesitation. All right. About to get on the feeder. Get a little drink here. All right, come up to the stop sign. We do have vehicles on. Let's see. Got vehicles still oncoming. Should be good now. There it goes. Man, that pickup and go is just phenomenal. Making our way over to the leftmost lane so that we can get up on 59 East Tex Freeway going southbound. So yeah, what we're going to do is I've got the next destination set for the Whitehall, which, like I said before, is a hotel in the northwest part of downtown Houston. And a couple of things. Number one, I wanted FSD to take us a different route into downtown this time. So I want to see how it does at that I-10, I-45 interchange, which is fairly complex, always pretty congested. Got to get all the way across. So I just want to see how that does. And it's a hotel, so we'll see what once we get closer, we'll kind of see what the parking options are there. I obviously don't want to park. Maybe do a curbside. Man, it is just, whoo, Lord have mercy. A little more traffic today. Again, not a whole lot. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. And you're always going to have a little bit of traffic on East Tex Freeway, but obviously this is not congested. So it's really kind of the best type of traffic to see all the accoutrements of Mad Max mode in 14.1.3. So after Whitehall, then we're going to try the Star parking garage again. Give it another shot. Now that we know the arrival options, we'll try that out again. Then I think we're going to go to Montrose again. Obviously be a little bit busier this time, especially by the time we get there. And then I want to take it to the Houston Zoo. That will take us through the museum district, which has got its own complexities. And then we'll head on home. Once again, it's picking up that 45 mile per hour speed limit sign, but it's staying with traffic. So the good news is it is overriding the bad speed limit sign pickup. Now it should go back to 65 because we gotta, there you go, and there it picks it up. But I'm sure we're gonna pick up the 45 mile per hour one coming up here again pretty soon. So yeah, I'm not sure what Tesla AI needs to do about that, because they are speed limit signs and you need to be able to pick them up, but when they're not relevant. Now that's funny, we just passed two 55 mile an hour speed limit signs that were directly in the HOV lane. But then it's gonna, I bet you it picks this 45 up right there. Yep, sure did. But again, you see, it's staying with traffic. Let's see if it picks this 60. And it picked that 60 up. And again, those are specifically, the 45s are for the exit and entrance to the HOV. The 60 is for the HOV. So the speed limit sign it has right now is 60, but that's not right. We're in a 65. But it's staying with traffic. So at the end of the day, can't really complain about that too much, but you would like to see that get, ultimately have them always pick up the correct speed limit sign. So should get back to 65. There we go. We just passed to 65. And I think that's the only stretch of 59 where that happens. So I don't want to make it sound like that's an issue either. Because like I said, for two reasons. Number one, it stays with traffic. And number two, it's just that, I'd say that's probably like, what, a mile or two stretch of East Tex where it does that, and that's it. So I'm going to, you know what? I was about to slow down, and what I'm going to do, because I'm going to go to chill mode. Actually, I'm going to go to standard, because as you can see, we've got a sheriff's deputy right there. So chill has got me at 67. I'm going to go back up to standard. Let's just see how standard does. Yeah. So chill's not enough. As you can tell, the police don't go chill. So I'm at standard now. But standard's not keeping up with everybody or the police. So let me go to hurry. Let's try hurry. Hurry may be a little bit too fast with the police right there, but we'll just see. So this is good test case right here. I may need to go back down to standard. It seems like with the Houston police, there's something that needs to be between standard and hurry. But we're in hurry right now, and the sheriff's deputy's pulling away from us. But I'm sorry. I do not feel comfortable being in Mad Max right next to a police officer. But you noticed that on Mad Max, I got right, and it's funny, even in Mad Max, it kind of stopped right as we got up towards the cop, and then it got right in behind him. But I wasn't going to tempt fate. Not as long as he's been, you know what it could be a bit is that, yes, you're going faster in Mad Max, but you're not out of control. You're not doing unsafe things. So, yeah, I mean, you can see I'm in hurry mode, and he's pulling away from us. And he's just doing his normal state highway patrol stuff. So I'm telling you, folks, this is Texas. So any comments people want to send to me like, oh my God, you're doing 80 and a 60. I'm like, look, our police officers, that's the definition of going with traffic. And I'm in the hurry mode, and he pulled away from us. But I just don't feel comfortable right now being in Mad Max with him right there. Yeah, so we're still in hurry mode. So I got out of Mad Max. And I see the police officer still right up there. So we're just going to stay in the hurry mode. But I will tell you, Texas folks, I can't speak to anybody else in the nation. You'll be perfectly fine around police officers in Houston, Texas on hurry mode. Perfectly fine. Getting a little bit more congestion coming on up here. Man, this would have been a great time to try out Mad Max. I mean, we'll get to try it out on the way home, and there'll definitely be more traffic. Because by the time we're heading home, it'll be later in the afternoon, and so the rush hour will have started. So we'll get a better chance. If it gets congested enough, I may put it back in Mad Max, where I know for a fact that we can't go too far above the speed limit. Tell you what, let me just give it a shot. Let's see what happens. So I just put it back in Mad Max. Now that we have some more congestion. And so you kind of have a governor on just, you can't go, you're not going to be able to go 85 in this. So let's just see what Mad Max does at an environment like this. Check my stats here. I've been that bad. So we've been on Mad Max most of the way. Our efficiency right now is about 266 watt hours a mile. It's not terrible. Of course, I did slow down to hurry mode there for a while. And obviously, we have much more congestion. Not much more, but we have more congestion today than we had yesterday. Yesterday, my stats were like, I was at like 310 watt hours a mile. But, I mean, we were able to be pegged at 85 pretty much the whole way. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to, I'm going to watch for the efficiency stats while we're doing it today. So, one thing I've noticed on Mad Max, it hadn't really tried to do anything that much different than what hurry mode would do right now. But we'll just see once we're given the opportunity. Go, moving on up. But one really good thing that I showed you is that, yes, you don't have the ability to set your max speed offset, but all you got to do is, and I would say it's even easier, because all you got to do is like 2 or 3 scrolls of the right scroll wheel, and you're going down to 60 to 65 fairly quickly. So it'll do exactly what you're looking for it to do. It just won't be through a specific speed setting. It'll be through the mode, speed mode. Yeah, I will tell you, right now, I haven't seen a whole lot of difference in the aggressiveness of Mad Max to hurry just right now, just in this specific situation, this amount of congestion. But then again, it doesn't have to, right? Because we're in the fastest lane. We're in the lane that's moving the fastest. So it's really not going to have any value getting over to the right at any point. So that's probably the reason for me not seeing any difference at this point. Beautiful day. It is 93 degrees, a little bit hot, but for Houston, I think most of us will agree, 93 degrees at 145, we'll take that any day. I mean, it just feels really good. we go, moving over a little bit. Not sure what the rationale would have been for moving over here. I mean, there was a little more room here in the middle lane, but it's not like it's moving any faster. And see, we're moving right back over. But sometimes you got to get over there to figure it out, I guess, huh? All right. We are going to need to get all the way over to the right to get to I-10. And that's going to come up here in about 2.25 miles. So as you can see, we are currently in the leftmost lane. We are actually going to need to get across 6 or 7 lanes of traffic in the next 2 miles. So let's see how this works out. All right. Put on the right blinker. We're about 1.75 miles out. Starting to move over. Kept the blinker on. Yep. So it's making its move. It's gone across 3 lanes, 4 lanes. We got about 2 more lanes to go. But I like that. So you can see about a little bit less than 2 miles, about 1.75 miles out, it started making its move. And so it's going to need to get, there we go. And we got about 3/4 mile out, and I believe we can actually stay in this lane. Now, I think we need to get over 1 more. And there we go. So it got over 7 lanes of traffic in 1.25 miles. And it started, like I said, just a little bit less than 2 miles out. I love it. I love it. That's perfect. That's exactly how you want it. You don't want to wait till the very end. All right. Coming up on I-10. Going to go westbound on I-10. And then we're going to need to get all the way over to the left to get over to I-45. All right. We're going to have to do some merging and then moving over. And it just starts immediately. I mean, it just did it. Didn't wait around. I like that. Well, now we're gonna get back over here. We're gonna see if we can get around this semi, I guess. I'm not sure how successful that's gonna be. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely gonna need to get over to the left. Yep, there we go. So we got around that semi, and now it's decided, nope, not enough room to get around anybody else. I like that. You know, I don't know. Part of me says I probably would have been fine just staying behind that semi, but I get it. And man, that's that semi right there. See, they didn't realize they needed to get over until the very last moment. And that could have caused an accident with that expedition right there. All right. Now we're getting on off of I-10, getting on the on-ramp for 45. Got some congestion here on 45. Well, should be too bad for us because we're getting off on Pierce. But we do need to get over. Let's see how we can do. Get in here, get a spot. There we go. Perfect. No hibby-jibbies, because there are vehicles that'll come over here to the right, and they are, but we're not getting the hibby-jibby. Oh, now it wants to get on over here. Can we get over? Oh, we can. Okay. All right. Let me pull up. What does it have us do? Let's do, I don't want to park there. Let's do curbside at the Whitehall. So at the Whitehall, oh, there we go. Yep, you could see what was going on there. That truck, yep, honking at, that's Houston for you. We avoided all of that. That was a great job by 14.1.3. That GMC right there, whether he knows it or not, he just caused somebody to need to up their Lipitor prescription. So I chose curbside. As you can see, it'll allow you to park or curbside. So we chose curbside. Let's see how it does here. There we go. All right. There we go. Right here at the Whitehall. Curbside. So now we're going to go to the Star Garage. We're going to try this out again. Let's go. Let's see. And let's see what options it gives us. Park, curbside, parking garage. So I've got parking garage, park at parking garage. So hopefully, yep, parking garage, park. Let's see how this does. A Lucid there. It's a nice looking Lucid. And once we get closer to the garage, I'm gonna move my seat up a little bit just to be a little more ready. Go up to San Jacinto, take a left on San Jacinto. We're on Jefferson right now. Go. Yeah, the get up and go is just outstanding. It is just really good. Right. Take our left here on San Jacinto. Another Tesla in front of us, another Model 3. Newer Model 3. And we got a Performance. Got a Model 3 Performance to our left. Going under the Houston Center. Got the police directly in front of us, but we should be good. We're downtown. Can't go that fast downtown. And I don't want to overstate, like, obviously Mad Max is definitely fast and aggressive, but it is entirely safe. And so when I bring up the police, obviously I'm just doing it from a top speed perspective. It's way better than most of the people on the Houston freeways. Let's just be blunt. Much safer. So let's see how we do with the Star parking garage. We're going to turn left here, and then we're going to have another left up here. Yep, there we go. We need to get over in this lane. And then I'm going to move my seat up just a little. Oh, what's it doing? Now, why is it getting over here? We need to turn left. That's interesting. Maybe it was trying to stay off the train tracks. All right, we're going to stop for this gentleman getting across, and then we're going to... That was interesting. So we're taking our left. Let's see how we do. Is it going to go... No, it's going to try to parallel park again. And I had it. It is on parked parking garage. Yeah, I don't know what it... I don't know. Is there something with Houston parking garages? I mean, it did so it's not the setting is for a parking garage. So I don't know. Let me just move on up here a little bit for this guy. I want to be right in front of him. Let's get on up here. Yeah, I mean, you saw. I have it set for parking garage and parking in the parking garage, not curbside. So that did a curbside. I don't get it. I think it's because of the pin setting for these parking garages in downtown Houston. Yeah, I think that I may need to just, like, on one of these days, just focus an entire afternoon on different parking garage. Like, go to some different ones, maybe ones that aren't downtown. I don't know. But it did the exact same thing, and I saw the settings there. So, yeah, let me see if there's any other. It's kind of hard sometimes to see which is the. Let's go to. There we go. How about this one? The Main Street Garage. Why don't we try that? Let's see if. All right. Get that set. Let the button come back up. Well, we got traffic now to our right, so we probably got to wait here for a second. And let's see what the setting is on this one. Mad Max parking garage. There we go. We'll back up a little bit, give us some room, but we got traffic that we got to wait for, and then we'll move on out. It's going to back up a little bit more. Great job. Excellent job. So we'll try another parking garage just to see. I set it for the Main Street garage. Oh, we got flashing reds here. There we go. We're waiting for those people to cross. Yeah, I don't even know if this is a public parking. So a lot of these parking garages are specific to the office building. So some of them don't even have public parking. So I'm going to be ready in case this isn't one that's got public parking. And as you can see, it is, oh, never mind. I was about to say, I thought we were turning right on red, but nope. I think it may be right up here. Let's see if it does anything different here. Nope. Yep, that one's. So let me try one other McKinney. Let's try that one. Took a little time there to figure things out. Yeah, that garage there was closed. I probably could have just let it do its own thing and let it stop and figure out it's closed, but there was a guy standing right there, and I don't want to. Had that guy not been there, I would have let it see what it was going to do, but I'm not going to let FSD drive right up on a person like that. Like, oh, don't be scared. I'm just testing out an artificial intelligence software. I promise it won't try to kill you. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that. I'm going to try one more garage. That one, it looked like it was going to turn into, but it was closed. It was closed off. So I may need to do some research on parking garages in downtown, like public parking garages, just to see. Only other thing I can think of, if this one, I think I know what it is with the Star Garage. I think it's because of where the pin setting is for the garage. I think that pin is set right out there on the street. Because, I mean, I had the settings correct. We'll try the McKinney Garage. And if that's not a public one, then we can always try the Hyatt Regency as well. And see if, when I put in Hyatt Regency, if it gives me the option for a parking garage there. Yeah, if you park at the Star parking garage, I don't know what the solution would be there, because clearly the pin is not set inside the garage. It's set in front of it. So that's interesting. And then at the Main Street garage, it was clearly going to turn in there and try. It would have stopped, because it was completely closed off. It was gated. Not just like there was a, you know, metal fence or a metal gate that was closed. All right, let's see here. Going down McKinney. There's the McKinney Place garage. Let's see what we do here. If it does anything different. There's the entrance. And look, it's gonna parallel park right in front. Yeah, I don't know. So that's the Star parking garage is a public garage. The McKinney Street parking garage is a public garage. And both times you saw, I had it on parking garage, not curbside. And it's done curbside. So I don't know what the, let me get out of this guy's way. Every time I pull over, it seems like it get in somebody's way. And that's not, I want to get out of the city's way for sure. Let me get up here. We'll just get in here for a second. Just to get out of the way and reset. Let me try the Hyatt. Let's see what happens if I put the Hyatt in. Hyatt Regency. Yep. Let's just give it a shot. Why not? I love the fact that all you got to do is tap it now. There's no long press. It is taking a little bit of time to think here. That's okay. Take your time. Oh, okay. There we go. Now it's backing up. There we go. That was interesting. I kind of went back to park. So I had to tap it twice on that one. I really didn't give it a whole lot of room. You notice there was just that I went right in behind that Treebeard's delivery van. We'll try one more. But I've tried 3 and no es bueno on all 3. One of them was just closed off, but 2 of them, it just didn't do it. Let me see what, so for, I've got Hyatt Regency park at parking garage. Let's see. This will be our last one. After this, after the Hyatt, regardless of how we do at the Hyatt, then we're going to head on out to the Montrose area. And I am going to need to stop for a bit while we're in Montrose. So I'll go to the supercharger there again on Kipling and then find a spot because I'm going to join a live stream with Bradford Ferguson and the Rebellionaire guys. Talk to them about V14, so that'll be cool. But first things first, let's see what it does at the Hyatt. there's the Hyatt directly in front of us. Let's see if it goes, forget where the entrance is to their garage. And I've got it on parking garage, and it's going curbside. Oh, now it's going to go in here. Yep, it's doing curbside. So now let's just let it end its thing here. Let's see, it's continuing to back up. Got the valet guy looking at it. Let's see, so it's going to stop. All right, well, let's go ahead and get back on the road. Yep. So 0 for 4 today. I mean, I don't know, guys. Am I doing something wrong, or is it? Oh, nice move. Yeah, there's not a lot of visibility because of that delivery van right there. So when it comes to parking garages, it has not done it for me at all. And I've tried 6 times now. And it's only made the attempt 1 time out of those 6. And that was one that was closed anyway, so we couldn't have gone in there. Yeah, I don't know. Now let's see what the options are. Yeah, so it's properly set it at park at charger. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out, whether there's just something in the parking garage functionality, or maybe it's Houston. It could be a Houston thing, but I've done it 6 times now. Now, I will say, the 6 times I've tried a parking garage, it's all been in downtown Houston. So maybe get outside of downtown Houston and try some of those. But it does not seem to want to go into a parking garage in downtown Houston. At least for me. But every other parking situation's been perfect. You know, parking lots, superchargers so far has been really, really good. Yeah, I love this Mad Max mode. It's doing great here. Yeah, this is where, even if you're not comfortable with the top speed on Mad Max, when you're in a dense urban environment, like a downtown or a midtown type of environment, where your top speed's never going to get that. All right, we got a caddy that's got it. There you go. Get on over. And there you go. We accommodated that Cadillac Lyric. But you might actually still like it in a dense urban environment where you're not going to need to worry about what your top speed is. Made a mistake here. Yeah, it got all the way over to the left, this is a left turn only lane. So let's see what it does here. And we need to keep going. Okay, so it's going to stop here. That was a snafu. It got over into this left turn only lane. So let's see what it does to have us continue on here. Let's see. Gonna wait. There we go. So it basically just waited for all that to clear on out and then got on over. We did have the yellow as we were going under. It turned red right at the end, but just so you know, we had the yellow going under. But that was a snafu. So it got itself stuck in a left turn only lane where there was, you could see there was a curb there. That guy needs to get over his lane. Going a little bit of a different route this time to get to Montrose. So last night it took West Alabama. Now it's going to get on 59. So I guess 59 is better right now than it was last night at this this particular section of 59. So we're going to take this on up about a mile to Shepherd. And we'll get to the supercharger. And then once we get to the supercharger, I'm actually going to take a little bit of a break because I need to read some text specifically related to the live stream that I'm going to be joining here in a little while. So we do have a few more things I want to do. Like I said, I want to take it through the museum district. So we're going to take it to the zoo. And then head on home. But we'll wait till traffic picks up a little bit more. Although it looks like it's already picking up. Whoa! I want to say that was object avoidance, but that was a little bit of a false positive, I think, right there. There was an object, but it looked like it was just a piece of paper. But man, it was so nimble, and that was not uncomfortable. It wasn't uncomfortable at all. It was just so quick. But again, I'll take a look at that later on. But for right now, I might put that in the bucket of false positives, because you obviously don't need to move over for a piece of paper. But, you know, so it's hard to tell that split second what that is flying back at you. But it avoided it. We did not get hit by that piece of paper. All right. Taking a right here on Shepherd. Somebody's beeping their horn, but I'm not sure for who. Oh, I see. That Dodge Ram is trying to come through. And he's just going to hold everybody up. Look at this. So we got a green light right now. And what he's going to do is he's just going to get out here and hold everybody up. Look at this. Look at this ding-a-ling. Well, the Tesla did great there. I feel bad for the people behind us. That dude, that's a ding-a-ling move. There's other ways to get out of there. But Tesla did great. And it anticipated that more than I would have. I was wondering why we kept holding, and I saw that, yeah, he was, I was like, who's honking at somebody? We're stopped. Like, what are you going to do? And that's what it was. He was honking at somebody to get out of his way so that he could make it across. Oh, we got a little bit of stop traffic here. Folks going into Trader Joe's and PetSmart. We get around that. Great job. Man, that is just so smooth. And then now we're going to put on our left blinker to go left. It's a little skittish right there. That was not the smoothest, but I get it. The vision was being blocked by, all right, we need to make a move here. All right, they're going to let us, let's see. But the vision here is just not great. She's being nice, but there's just no way. And I don't know, I'm going to get ready to, because nobody else is letting us go. I appreciate it, but no, not going to happen. Let's see. Yeah, it's just that nobody else in that other lane is going to let us go. Now they are, and I didn't have to do a thing. Let me give them a wave. Well, that worked out good, but man, that was a tough one. Because it's tough to have enough vision to see the car stopping for you. Well, what's going on here? What is that? That's not even a Tesla. Why are they getting towed? So the whole supercharger shut down because somebody's getting towed over there? That doesn't make sense, but okay. So what's he going to try to do here? Park in the Trader Joe's parking lot? Let's just see what it's going to try to do here. Or is it going to try to make its way back over? Well, nobody's going to get in there because they got that. We'll just see what's going on. Oh, I see what it's going to do. It's going to try to come back around, but it's still not going to be able to get in there because of that tow truck. But we'll let it do its thing. We're just out here adventuring. Yeah, so that left turn to get onto Kipling, that was a tough one. That's a tough one to do right there. And so that lady was being really, really nice. But, a couple of things there. The other lane of traffic wasn't holding up. And even though she's being really, really nice, as we all know, that vehicle actually blocks some of your vision as well. So it's like, those are just tough. But it did great, and I didn't have to intervene. I thought I was going to need to press the accelerator to accept her graciousness. But didn't it? Ended up not having to. That was kind of weird. So there's a car getting towed out of the Tesla supercharger, but it wasn't a Tesla. Like, what? And it didn't even look like a EV. Like, what's going on there? Let's just see. So are they gonna? Oh, okay. There's a Mercedes. It's like, so what's? Whew, there is a big old pothole right there. Ooh, y'all. Yeah. Man, it is busy in here. So we got that car coming in and the car right behind us. But man, it did great. Awesome. That's a great job. Yes, I don't know what's going on with that Mercedes right across from us, but that's what that tow truck was there. So hopefully, sounds like they got it, and it's right over there. So maybe they got it worked out. All right. Well, I'm going to take a little bit of a break because we've got a, like I said, I've got a live stream I'm going to join here in about a half hour. But then after that, I will continue on. All right, everybody. Talk to y'all in a little bit. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. JC back again. Done with the live stream with Bradford and Matt of Rebellionaire. Had a great time with that. And so getting ready to head on back home. I've got the destination set in the Tesla navigation. So all I got to do is push the button and we'll head on out of here. Let's go. Push the little, actually it wasn't blue that time. All right, coming out of the Tesla supercharger here on Kipling in Montrose. Good job of getting out of there. We're gonna have an interesting left turn here because there's a lot of traffic. It is 4:35 in the afternoon, so this is going to be kind of interesting because we got to go. Let's see if we can get out there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Do have one vehicle. Yeah, we're trying to make a left turn out of here. We don't have much traffic coming from our left, but it's just everything's piled up in front of us. Let's just see. And now we got a truck behind us. So I may have to help us out here a little bit if we don't get a gap in here or get somebody to be nice. But yeah, right now there's just no availability. So we're going to see what we can do here. Yeah, there's just nothing. See if there's a gap that can get built up here. This is the tough time of day to do it. You know, you got to see if you can do it. All right, we may have a gap coming up here. Let's see, we got nothing on this side. So are you going to take it? Go take it. There we go. We were patient and we got it, but it took a little while. That took a couple of minutes. That is a tough, intersection to make a unprotected left at, but man, it did it. But it did have to be a bit patient because there's no median. You can't just get out there and block traffic. I know some people do, but you shouldn't do that. All right. So you can see we are definitely in more congestion now. We are knee deep in rush hour. So yeah, I had a fun time this afternoon. I joined Bradford Ferguson and Matt Smith for their live stream that they do, the Rebellionaire group. Great couple of guys right there. We talked about V14. Obviously, I haven't had it that long. Haven't even had it 24 hours yet. But, you know, I've already put over 100 miles into it over last night and today. And so I've been able to see a lot of cool stuff. And so just gave them my initial thoughts. So highly recommend going and checking out the Rebellionaire group YouTube page and Bradford Ferguson's X profile, as well as Matt Smith. They have a lot of great stuff out there on X and on YouTube. And if you are a high net worth individual that invest in Tesla and some other companies too, I would say probably more like the high tech Mag 7 type stuff, and you're looking for some, more interesting strategies other than just the simple buy and hold, those are your guys. And even if you're a buy and hold type person, there are some incremental strategies that can be employed in doing your buying and holding in the most cost-effective manner possible. So, give them a holler. So yeah, I had a great time talking to them. We talked about, obviously V14 was the biggest subject, but we talked about a number of other things. Me doing Uber, robo-taxi, all of that stuff. So really cool of those guys to bring me on, and hope to do more of them in the future. That's the second live stream that I've been a part of. All right, now we got to start making it over to the right. This is going to be interesting because I don't know. Well, we got a bus, so maybe that's actually going to give us a little opportunity here. We got a city bus that's stopping to pick up passengers. So there we go. Awesome. That worked out good. Now we're going to turn right here on Fairview. Excellent. So we had a couple of interesting little scenarios there in Montrose. Well, we're not out of Montrose yet, but a couple of interesting scenarios that the immense amount of congestion gave us, and only it can give us. All right, we got a four-way here at the intersection of Hazard and Fairview. They've got the right-of-way. Little bit of pothole avoidance right there. Now, I will say this. They did a better job of the city's done a better job of covering that pothole up. But still, that was pretty cool to see. If you saw that, it just got over to the left just a skosh and avoided that pothole. So, great job. Great job. So, what I was going to say before we avoided that pothole was that I was thinking about going out to the museum district and the zoo and that area, but because of the live stream and spending time with that, I just decided, and it's almost 5, to go ahead and just start heading on back to the house, because we'll see. Believe me, 5 o'clock in the afternoon with 30 miles to travel on a major freeway in Texas, we'll probably see a lot of cool stuff. But so yeah, I will do the museum district another day. The museum district's pretty similar to Montrose though in its intersections and whatnot, so should be about the same, but still got some cool stuff to see around it. And a little hesitation right there. That's all right. I get it. It was kind of a tricky 4-way stop there. Wasn't sure if that car was going to go or not, so hesitated there just a little bit, but nothing bad. I would have done the same in that situation. One of the things that I've got into the navigation right now is we're definitely headed home, but I have it set to go to Whataburger on the way. So our first stop is actually going to be Whataburger, one of the Whataburgers on the way back to my house. And we'll just see what it does at the Whataburger. I'll pull up here in a second. I'll pull up the self-driving arrival options here and see what it gives you. So I've definitely got Whataburger in the navigation. You know, Whataburger is a drive-through, or you can do a drive-through. So just curious to see what it gives us there. All right. Good job navigating that four-way. Getting over to the right. Yeah, just trying to find that path of least resistance. Oh, nice. Somebody had their, is that a Neuro? It says Neuro on it. Looks like it's got a whole bunch of LiDAR on top of it, so it's probably a self-driving vehicle that's being trained up. There was an individual in it, but yes, it said Neuro on it. I have to check that out. What was I about to say? I don't remember what I was about to say. It'll come to me. Well, this will be my first drive-through to go to and just see what happens there. Yeah, one of the questions, they had a bunch of great questions, but one of the questions Bradford had for me is how comfortable do I feel getting back out there doing Uber with version 14? And when do I expect to do it? He's like, are you going to do it tonight? And I told him, I said, the first thing I said is, no, I'm not going to do it tonight. First of all, I got to pick up my wife from the airport tonight, so I'll be able to go to do an airport run on version 14 later tonight. But I kind of told myself that, all right, we're giving a little bit of a gap here. There you go. Great job, FSD. Let that new Model Y get out there. You're going to keep the gap here so that people don't have any gridlock here at this intersection. And now we're going to move on up. I love that new Model Y. That's a manufacturer's plate. Interesting. Here in Houston, a Model Y. I think that's a manufacturer plate. Yeah, I think. I mean, you got to remember, I got 56-year-old eyes, but looks like a Texas manufacturer's plate. Let me see. See that or not. No. It says temporary registration. Limited use plate. Temporary registration. Interesting. And a nice dual motor Tesla Model Y there. Brand new too. But yeah, I got to pick up my wife so I wouldn't have been able to do Uber tonight anyway. Seeing that I need to do a airport pickup for the wife, but I wasn't planning on it. I had already said that I wanted to take at least 2 days, at least 2, probably 3, to run version 14.1.3 through its paces, before I get Uber passengers back in here. I was with 13.2.9. I mean, it was just wonderful. It was so smooth, great for doing Uber, and I never had to do any critical interventions. So I just wanted to make sure that it's got that same smooth feeling. and that it doesn't do anything jerky that might make a passenger uncomfortable. 13.2.9 never did anything jerky. Now, there were some things it just didn't have the capabilities of, right? But it was never jerky. So I just want to make absolutely sure. And I think a couple of days with it. I mean, when everything is said and done, hell, I'm going to have nearly 200 miles by the end of today. And that'll literally be just over 24 hours with the software. So I should be good. Like, do some more maybe tomorrow. And then, I don't know, we'll see. I do need to, I may need to run up to Dallas real quick for my son. So that might be another, obviously I'm not going to be doing Uber to that, but that might be another good one to check out. Like just a quick road, like obviously Dallas for us is like 3.5 hours because I'm North Houston. All right. Making our right turn on Allen Parkway. But make no mistake about it. My next statement to Bradford is absolutely. I would have, if I absolutely needed to, I would go do Uber tonight. I think it's definitely feels comfortable enough. But I just, again, I had told myself I was going to give myself at least a couple of days, so I want to do that. One thing I'm definitely not going to do out of the gate is I am not going to use Mad Max mode. All right, we got some road construction. It says right lane closed. I don't know how they're going to close off the right lane. It's the only lane we got. Doing a great job here with the road construction. But yeah, I'm looking forward to using this for Uber. Now, I will tell you that even though I did not have a lot of success with parking garages in downtown Houston, that's irrelevant for me for Uber. I never do that for Uber. So the parts of the arrival functionality that I need are working perfectly. Parking and curbside, mainly curbside. Doing the parallel parking along the curb. I mean, it's just been phenomenal. So, one thing, I will say, the one thing I'll be interested to see with Uber and version 14.1.3 is how well it does getting me up to gates for apartments and what do you call it? Gated communities. So that'll be interesting. And that's something that it would basically take doing Uber to, because obviously I got to have a code. I'm not just going to go up to any indiscriminate apartment complex and yell out to somebody, hey, can y'all give me your code so I can test FSD? They're going to be like, what? So that's actually one of those tests that actually need to be doing Uber to test it out. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm definitely excited about getting back to doing Uber again. Granted, it's not like I haven't been doing it well, but yeah, I stopped at about, gosh, what was that? 5 or 6 o'clock last night so that I could get home and download the software. And so I'm already missing it. I really enjoy it. All right, we got to get up on 45. So let's see how it does here, getting up on I-45 from Allen Parkway. I think we're in the right lane. Whoa, fella. Well, we got to go 45 north. Yep, so we need to get back over here. Are we going south or north? Is it going to go south, then go north? Man, traffic is that bad? Woo, Lord. This guy has no clue what he's doing. He doesn't know yet. He's like, where am I supposed to go? Yeah, this is a pretty confusing intersection for a lot of people. So we are going 45 south. And I see what it's doing. Yeah, traffic must just be a bear right now, which makes sense. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening. So it looks like we're going to go south for about a mile. Got a nice Model 3 in front of us, one of the older versions. Still looks good though. Looks really good. Ooh, Lord. I mean, we're already starting to try to get over. Find that path of least resistance. Making it over. Yeah, we do. Let the Beamer in. Get over. Beamer comes over with us. Ooh, Lord have mercy, son. I can see why that Beamer's got some dents in it. Yep, we were going to go. We aborted. Good job aborting, because that car was not letting us over. But that's all right. We got back over. Yeah, so I am noticing a bit of good aggressiveness with Mad Max in heavy traffic. Let's just keep our eyes peeled for anything else interesting. Going through the middle of downtown now. Get over to the left. Just, there's no gap to do it. There we go. Moving a little bit better now. Take the exit for 59. There we go. Now we're on 59. So great job. So it got us out of Montrose, had a couple of little hairy situations, but it got us through without me having to intervene. And then get to 45. And now over to East Tex Freeway. So great job. And at rush hour. I'll tell you something that's interesting is I have yet to get nagged with this version. And I'm sure that one of the components of that is that I'm obviously a little more hyper vigilant right now just because it's new. But still, that's a pretty interesting factoid, is I have not gotten anything like that. Yep, so now we're getting into a little bit of bumper to bumper. It's still moving along. A little bit of false positive right there. It moved over to the left, I think because of some dark tire tracks. So I did not see any object there. So that was a little bit of a false positive. moving along again. So it's rerouting me. Oh, we're about to get off the freeway. So it wants to get off the freeway for a little bit. Looks like we're going to have some congestion here on 59. So let's see. It wants to get off of the freeway here in about 1.25 miles. So we're just going to let it do its thing. Go. Got to cross 5 lanes of traffic. Busy lanes of traffic too. So it wants to get off. I'll lower copy and then be interesting to see how. Obviously, what it's going to do is ride the feeder because of the congestion on the freeway. But it'll be interesting to see how long we ride the feeder for. A 1/2 mile. Interesting. Hey Rex, I have a question for you.
Shoot, what's up?
There is a road in Houston called Laura Coppe Road, and the last name is Koppe. Who was Laura Coppe? Am I pronouncing that right? And what's the significance of this lady?
Laura Coppe Road. Yeah, it's Coppe, like hope, but with a K. Not much on who she was exactly, but back in 1917, her name popped up with an oil company drilling out north of town, Cross Timbers Way. Could have been a landowner, family big in energy, or honestly, just sounds like Houston slapped Laura on stuff without receipts half the time. Either way, street's infamous lately. Remember that block party mess? Tragic.
So nothing significant about someone named Laura Copy, other than she might have been in the oil and gas business?
Yeah, pretty much. Sources tie her to that 1917 oil company out Cross Timbers Way, maybe owned land, or started the drilling gig. But Houston's full of ghost stories for street names. No big bio turns up. Could have been a local pioneer lady, though. Kinda makes you wonder how many Lauras are just footnotes now.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the great things about Grok. I've been in Houston for 30 years, and I've always just like, what is that? Who is that? Like, most of our street names are named after certain people. Like, I'm pretty sure Tidwell was the name of somebody, but you don't usually see full names. So I was like, oh, let me ask Grok. So it sounds like she was an oil and gas heiress or tycoon or something back in the early 1900s, which makes sense. It's Houston. All right, getting back up on 59. So I'm going to assume we saved some time, and it looks like by the navigation we did save some time. A little merge in here. Go. Working its way through here. Definitely trying to find the path of least resistance, get over to the left as much as possible. It doesn't seem to be hell bent on the left lane like hurry mode was on 13.2.9 though. So a lot better about that. down the path. Now it's going to take, oh, we got a wind at our back. We're about 3.5 miles away from Whataburger. I'll take a look at the arrival options here in just a second. Parking lot. So they don't have anything for drive-thru, obviously, but just see if anything interesting. A little bit of congestion up here. Charger. There's a charger at Whataburger. Let's see what that's. Park. Right. So we're going to start moving our way over to the right. We're about 1.5 miles out from our exit. So I'm assuming that's what we're doing. We're starting our journey to the right because we got to get across 5 lanes of traffic. Over another lane. Got about 3/4 mile left, so we should be pretty good. Gotten over 3 lanes. Got 2 more to go. Go. 1 more. Great job, man. Actually, 6 lanes of traffic. I forgot about that extra lane, but it made it. Now we're getting ready to pull into the Whataburger parking lot. We'll see what it does. Pull into the Whataburger. Coming around. Nope, no drive-through. That's interesting. I'm going to do one other thing. Make sure. Open controls. Let me share. Let's do the data sharing. Accept all. There we go. Let me do one other. Let's edit trip. Add Whataburger. But let's do this. Driver not detected. Continue trip. Well, because we're at Whataburger. I was going to see if curbside might do it, but oh well. Didn't work. It just parked us. So, oh, there was one other thing I wanted to. Let's see. Man, I hit a lot of places here. Yep, did not go through the drive-thru. So since it didn't go through the drive-thru, we don't rate Whataburger. I'm just kidding. Actually, that's really what I wanted to see. So it parked perfectly, but I didn't see like a drive-thru functionality. So I know that some folks have said it's going through the drive-thru for them, so I'd be interested in how they're getting it to do that. That's pretty interesting. But I know that a number of them have been able to see it do it, but didn't work there at the Whataburger here in Humble, Texas. All right, we're going to get back up on the road here. Got a man out there with his dog. That's an interesting place to, you got to do what you got to do. Come around here, doing a U-turn underneath Will Clayton Parkway. Get back up on 59. We tried. So we're 0% for multi-level parking garages, and we're 0 for 6 on multi-level parking garage. Whoa, fella, you are in the wrong lane. That was awesome, FSD. That was incredible. So that guy was in our lane, and FSD, I did not see that at all. I literally did not see that at all. That dude came in there so hot. I'm assuming it was a dude. Came in so hot. He was head on with us. Had we kept going, we would have just had a head on collision. That was great. And that's where that anticipation, that extra, I don't know how many seconds, but that FSD version 14.1.3 saw something and anticipated it before I even knew the dude was making a right turn in there. But he was coming in so hot, he didn't stay in his own lane. Wow, that was great. That was excellent. Great job, FSD and Tesla AI. Get back up on 59. Welcome to the city of Humble. Oh, it wants to give it some juice so that we can get over there, man. There you go. Assertive. Get back up on 59 East Tex Freeway going northbound. We tried Whataburger, but what was I saying? Before that guy almost did a head-on collision with us. I'm 0 for 6 on multi-level parking garages, and now I'm 0 for 1 with drive-thrus. But I'm 1 for 1 with avoiding head-on collisions, so I'll take that one all day long. I will take 0 for 6 on multi-level parking garages, 0 for 1 on drive-thrus, but 1 for 1 on avoiding head-on collisions. They can have that damn drive-thru, because I can live another day to park at the Whataburger. Thank you, Tesla AI. Man, it's just so good. Oh, it's going to get off of 59. I was wondering why it was slowing down and getting all the way over to the right. So it's going to get us on 494. It must get really bogged down on 59. We'll see. But yeah, we're getting off on the feeder. Ooh, I can see it. I see a bunch of red lights up there. But it's going to have us get on. So we're going to get on 494. 494 is basically, is it a county highway or a state highway? Either way, it's a route, I think. But it runs right alongside 59 through Kingwood, Porter, New Caney. So it's basically almost like a feeder road. That old bridge, that old Humble Bridge, I think it's termites are keeping that thing together. Just a bunch of termites holding hands. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. That is definitely moving along faster. All right, we got a truck coming in. And man, just no hitching to get along at all. That's great. We get over to the right just a little bit for that tow truck. Great job. Just a skosh. Move just a skosh. Perfect. Yeah, we're blowing past some of this traffic over. Oh, we're going to just stay on the feeder here, I guess. Yeah, it's not even going to try to get back up on 59. We're going to get over here to the right for a little bit. Got a school bus getting right in front of us. We're going to obviously slow down here a bit. Now we're going to get over to the left. Man, that was so smooth. Yeah, it's so nimble on Mad Max mode. Coming up to Kingwood Drive. So we got to get through. Oh, is it going to... Oh, no. I think this is right turn only. Oh, you screwed up. So we've had our first navigational snafu. It got over here to the right, but as you can see, both of these are right turn only lanes. So let's see what it does here. It's put on the left blinker to try to get back over to the left, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so that wasn't good. So we had another navigational snafu in downtown Houston. So the right, this light just turned green, so we're gonna need to start moving. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and have it move. Yep, so I had to intervene there. That was non-critical, but I'm just not gonna. So it's trying to get its way back over there, but we're just not gonna do that. So had my first non-critical intervention on 14.1.3. Obviously non-critical and comfort related, because you saw that it got us stuck in a right turn only lane. A dedicated right turning arrow came up, and it's not going to sit there and be an a-hole. So it is what it is. So that was our first intervention on version 14.1.3. Non-critical, but still one of those things that, you don't want it doing stuff like that repetitively, right? Granted, that's not repetitive. That's the first time it's happened, but still, that's the kind of stuff you don't want to have happen. That's interesting. So on hurry mode with 13.2.9, it was the exact opposite. It would get itself stuck in left turn only lanes because it tried to get over to the left so much. On Mad Max mode in version 14.1.3, it's not married to the left lane. It's not married to any lane. It is trying to get to the lane of least resistance. So interestingly, it got itself stuck in the rightmost lane when it turned into a right turn only lane. So, yep. Now that happens to humans as well, right? But what I would tell you there is those two right turn only lanes, they're mapped out pretty good. I mean, that should be in the mapping data to know that not to get in those unless you... And then what I wish it would have done is like what it did earlier today, is that it just knew that we took the L and it just made a left turn and went down and did a U-turn. And what I was hoping to see it do there is recognize it's stuck in the right turn only lane. So just go forward and turn right and get on with your life. But it didn't do that. It was going to sit there and try to move over to the left, and it was willing to hold up traffic to do it. All right. Yeah, because I guarantee you, had I sat there for another 5 to 10 seconds, there would have been horns blowing. Or not even 10 seconds, let's just say 2 to 3 seconds. There'd have been horns blowing, that's for sure. All right, so what are we doing here? I wonder, oh, because that is so backed up. Yeah, so it's gonna, we're on 494 now. It's going to take a left to get us back over to the feeder and then get on North Park. Wow. It is that bad on 494 right through there, which makes sense. I think it goes down to one lane. Whew, that is bad. Yeah, there's really just no great way right now because it's 5:40 in the evening. Go through here, make a cut through. I don't even know if I've ever driven through this area. Man, it is really, it's trying to, Civic getting over here, we're going to get, oh, that was smooth. Wow, that was so good. Man, that was smooth. No hesitation at all. Some object avoidance there, but I don't think it was anything that big of a deal. But tell you what, I don't mind false pot because it's so far it's been really, really good. Like, I have not seen it go through a massive pothole or run over some object, so I'm very happy. All right, now it's going to get back up on the 59 East Tex Freeway feeder. Yeah, that's how big. This is what happens when it's like 5:45 in the evening, is you're going to get in situations like this where it's just, if you have your navigation set to such a degree. I may have to, we'll just see how it works getting up on the feeder. Somebody giving us a gap, and we'll see how good 14.1.3 is in quickly accepting a courtesy gap. Recognizing the courtesy gap and taking it. Plus, we got to deal with the stop sign, right? Most people, when they get up there, they roll that we're going to have to come to a complete stop, but we'll just see. See, they're giving them a courtesy gap. He's not taking it for some reason. Oh, is he trying to get all the way over that quick? Maybe that's why. but he was being given and see if you heard that Ford Explorer honked at him, said, dude, I'm giving you a gap, go. All right, we've met our stop sign. Let's see if, so now we're going to creep up. Let's see if somebody gives us a courtesy gap. Not yet. Got a Cybertruck coming through. Of course, he didn't give us a courtesy gap, but they're flowing pretty good right now. So maybe here in a second when they stop flowing, we'll get a gap. Nothing yet. Nobody wants to give us a gap. No gap. No gap. Oh, he gave us a gap. And it took it very quickly. And I mean, we're getting up as far as we can get with the gap. We give him another wave. Thank you. That was great. So that was like, as soon as he stopped and gave us the gap, we were in there. That is wonderful. I love that, because when somebody gives you I mean, part of that process is act on it. Don't be skittish. Take it. Get in there and get on with life. Get on with your business. So I was wondering whether I was going to need to do any sort of non-critical intervention accelerator push there, but man, if that's indicative of how well 14.1.3 does at really, really busy feeder intersections, taking courtesy gaps and whatnot, that's great. And of course, we saw that in Montrose, that it did really well accepting that courtesy gap, making that left turn, that unprotected left turn to get over to the superchargers. About to make a right turn on North Park. Finally get on North Park. There we go. Man, it is confident, even with this road construction. It is just absolutely confident. So we're gonna make a quick stop at the convenience store near my house. Let me see what they pull. Yeah, I figured it was just park or curbside, but we're gonna do park. Yep. Make sure that got in there. Yep. Traffic slowing down here a bit. Great job. And then we're gonna get the heck out of Dodge. Just sit, man, look at it. It's just picking up. It's like, let's get out of this mess. Wow. All right, the convenience store's gonna be coming up here on our right in about a quarter mile. And we haven't gotten over to the right yet. There we go. That's much better than what version 13 would do at this convenience store. For some reason, it just stayed in the left the whole way until we made it through the light. But this was good. I like that. That was actually really good lane selection and anticipation of knowing when it needed to get over. All right. So we're at the speedy stop. Let's just see how it does in here. Got a pretty packed house, as usual, for 6 p.m. on a weekday night. Circling around. I'm gonna find this. I got it set to parking, so let's just see how it does there. Found a spot. And I mean, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So, can't get the multi-level parking garages down. Only tried drive-through one time, although I don't even know if I can count that as try, because I don't even know what you're supposed to do in there for that. But parking in parking lots has been 100% for me so far. It's been great. Always in between the lines. This one was perfect. This one was straight and perfect. So, that's great. And then, like I said, avoiding head-on-head collisions, 1 for 1. You don't want any, you don't want to even be 99 out of 100 on that one. But still, that was great what it did there. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go into the convenience store real quick before heading back to the house, and I will see y'all in a second. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. Back in the Tesla. Now let's head on home. Put on the reverse camera. Stop the still. Oh, let's see. We're stopping. Oh, got a person. I did not see that person. And we're letting a car through. So that was a good job. Got the sun coming right through. Got a Ford F-250 coming right at us. Handle that well. I should say coming right at us. They're going to the gas pump. So it's technically I'm coming right at him. I'm the one that doesn't belong there, right? It's a gas station. If it was a Tesla supercharger, I'd say he's coming right at me. But it's a gas station, so I'm coming right at him. Okay, I think y'all get my point. I'm in his territory. All right. No, we were about to get out there, but then another car made a right turn there. Let's see. Now we've got more vehicles coming. Yeah, it's just that time of day, time of night. You just got to wait for those gaps. And right now ain't one of them. But that's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. Now we should be good right here. There you go. All right. And then we're going to make a left turn here into the turning median. There we go. Get over to the right side because a lot of times cars want to come through here and get on the other side. So we did that. Now we're going to have to creep up a little bit. Got some cars oncoming, so we should not get out there. And we got to get all the way over to the right as well. Let's see. Nope, still got cars coming. Man, it's just hard to see around these trees right here. But FSD usually does a good job. Yep, still got cars coming. We're going to creep up a little bit more. And see, right on cue. We got a truck coming through here. Thought we might have a gap there, but nope, more cars coming. Still got more cars coming. There we go. Oh, nope. And then as soon as we get up there, some more cars come. It's just the vision here is rough. All right. I think he's giving us a courtesy gap. There we go. Ah, man, that was rough. But it did it, and I didn't have to intervene. That was pretty good. Yeah, it just gets tough this time of night. 6:15. All right. Now at this intersection, we creep forward, but there's a crosswalk here, so it's being much more tentative about the creep up, just because humans do walk through here quite a bit. So I totally agree with that. I was wondering what the hell we're stopping for. Whoa! Those kids would have gotten shellacked. Holy moly. My gosh almighty. So we stopped for those kids in the crosswalk, and that Toyota Sienna there, man, holy moly. They would have gotten shellacked. And that lady was looking at her phone. I just looked over there. She had her phone just like this. Wow. I mean, that's why she didn't see me. She was just like this. She was literally like this. Now, last night, it parked in my driveway, right next to my wife's vehicle. And let's see. Let's see what we do tonight. Oh, let me see what I had it here. Park driveway. Yep. So it should do. Let's see what it does. All right, pulling up. Perfect. 2 for 2. I mean, that's great. Now, the only thing is there if there's a way that I can get it to reverse park in instead of pull forward. That would be outstanding. But hey, right now, 2 out of 2. That was awesome. So, all right, everybody. Well, that was a lot of driving today. A lot of highway, a lot of city, a lot of dense urban environment. And it did amazing. I mean, Tesla AI is cooking. I'm telling you, folks. This is happening. This isn't even in Robotaxi yet, I don't believe. So, all right, everybody. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful Tuesday evening. And I am going to have one more drive today. I got to go pick up my wife from the airport later tonight. So I'll film that as well. But I hope all of y'all have a great Tuesday evening and a rest of your week. And I'll talk to all of y'all later. Bye-bye.